Hello everybody, I'm Chris Agrell, Principal of Christ the King School,
And I'm Amy Becker, the Assistant Principal.
and we're just really happy to be here doing really our final video before the school year starts. We plan on doing a lot more of these as the school year goes on. We'll probably have guests, could be teachers, could be students, combination of that, could even be some parents that we have on as guests too. But we're excited to be here. We're looking forward to the start of the school year. Today is Wednesday. It is Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday. It's kind of a blur now because there are so many things happening, and we're constantly evolving and trying to get things tweaked and just the best and most efficient we can here in the school. But just to share with you a few things, we will be opening on Friday. Friday is a half school day, early dismissal, 1:15. No extended care on that day, which is the case with any early dismissal day. We don't have very many of those throughout the school year. And Friday, it's all students, 100%. Everybody is here. One note though, for everybody except kindergarten, everyone is starting at the normal time. Doors open at 7:35. But for kindergarten, we're delaying the start of kindergarten, so kindergarten will arrive at 9 o'clock. And we're doing that so that you kindergarten parents can come into the gym and go through the screening process just like your child is going to do each day. And it gives you an idea of what it looks like. Preschool is coming in at the normal time. Preschool is going into the preschool rooms. They'll go through the screening process. Parents will see that of preschool students. So you'll see that as well. But we know kindergarten, it's kind of a big day. It's a new thing, new experience. So we, at least on the first day, will allow the parents to come into the gym with their students and go through the screening process. But then the teachers will lead the students out of the gym down to the classroom, and we will not be able to bring the parents down to the classroom this year. We apologize for that, but just because of the different procedures and the time we're in, we just kind of have to minimize that kind of travel. So thanks for understanding that. But you are going to see that that things start differently. They start different right from the start. We have 6 entry points to the school now that will be in operation. In the past, everybody goes into the gym through one set of doors, and we're not doing that anymore. Mrs. Becker and I, we have made a drop-off video, and we've also made a dismissal video, and we encourage you to watch these. These are coming out today, just like this video will be coming out, so you should receive all 3 videos today. If not, just email the office and we'll figure out what happened and get it to you, because there's a lot of information that you need to know that's in these videos. The drop-off video will give you an idea of how the drop-off works, which everyone that's returning, it's basically the same, except for the different doors they're going to come in, but you'll still pull up, you'll still let off, the same type of thing. It'll look a little different once they get out of the car and approach the school. But definitely watch the dismissal video, especially if you have a 4th through 8th grader in the school, or a 4th through 8th grader and a younger sibling as well, because you'll be picking up in the back church parking lot, and that has definitely changed, and it's even changed from what we put out just a few weeks ago in the handbook. And we do apologize for the changes, but ever since we put that out in the handbook, we had one big giant loop, and we were kind of concerned about that because that's really a tough thing to do. But we had to go with curbside, and we had no choice but to do it that way. But since that time, we've been searching and meeting with our staff members to come up with a better way to do it. And we think we found a better way. It involves 2 different loops that operate. And I'm not going to really say too much more about it, other than please watch the dismissal video, because if you don't, you won't know where to go. The pickup in the back lot is based on the first letter of your last name. Also, if you're in a carpool, there's a stipulation there where you would go. There are 2 loops, and you have to go to the right loop because your kids will be in one of the loops, and we need you to be in that same loop to pick them up. So please watch that so you can kind of see how that works. We're also going to be putting out some written procedures. We're updating all the procedures, tweaking them, just making sure everything is in place and is correct. There are some things that have been updating and changing as we've been going. Even yesterday, we had some things that we were tweaking and adjusting. So I apologize the fact that we're getting the procedures out really the day or two before school. Well, it's not going to be today because we still have to work some of them, but probably the day before school starts. But it's been a crazy time, not only for you, but for us as well. And Mrs. Becker and I, we've been working really all summer on all of this stuff, and it's changed and changed and changed and changed. And every time we think we have something down, something comes up, some other problem that we really didn't foresee just because of the way so many things are changing and all the moving parts coming together. So please look at that so you kind of know what's going on. The biggest things are drop off and dismissal. Those are the big things right there. So that's why we made those videos, so you could look at that and understand what was going on, know what to expect. We're not professionals making these videos. We just rode around in my truck and we just did it, but I think it gives you a good picture of what to expect. All right, and then I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Becker. She's got, one other thing I do need to point out, and it will be in the, we didn't say it in the video, I don't think, about dismissal, but I'm going to say it here. We're asking you to put your family name, last name, in the passenger side window of your vehicle when you're coming to pick up. It will speed the process up. We'll thank you for that, and all the other parents will thank you for that too. Because if we see your vehicle coming with that last name in the window, the teachers know to shout out that name, and that student is ready to get picked up from you as soon as you pull into position. So please put your family last name on the passenger side window of your vehicle. It can be in the back window so it's not obstructing your vision. That is no problem at all. If you have a special car that you can't do that, put it on the dashboard. Just somewhere we can see it. It'll help speed the process up. So thank you for that. And Mrs. Becker, go ahead.
So on Friday will be our first day of having our kids in the building, and as you can see, we're wearing masks. We've been practicing wearing our masks since we all got back together on August 5th. But our kids are going to come in on Wednesday or on Friday, and they'll either get out of the car and a volunteer parent will hand them a mask much like what we're wearing. They're color-coded for size, so everyone doesn't have to have one this big. Or they can get out of the car and they have their own solid color mask on. So right away they enter the building, everybody is masked and ready to protect each other. If you bring your own mask, we're gonna ask you to bring a second one in a Ziploc bag, because after lunch and recess, all of the morning masks are gonna go into used mask buckets and head to the laundry, and everybody's gonna start the afternoon with a clean mask. We would want all of our kids that bring their own masks to school to have that same opportunity to put a clean mask on for the afternoon. They will need to put their dirty mask into the Ziploc bag and bring it home to you so that you can take care of laundering those. But for everybody who wears the masks from the school, we're going to do that laundry here, have them all ready and clean to be handed out the next day. So think about that with your child and think about your laundry schedule, which path you want to take.
And if somebody happens to forget the second mask, we will issue one of ours. That's not a problem at all. So if you get your child to school here and you realize, they didn't bring that second mask, it's okay. We will take care of it.
Right.
And then on the Ziploc bag, if you can put your child's name, it's just easier to see that way. So really
and
good.
if they have one of ours from the afternoon, they'll just put it in the bucket at dismissal before they get in the car, and we'll wash that one. So you don't have to worry about keeping track of the masks from school and the masks that are your own. We did a supply drop-off last week. We had lots of supplies come in, but we have heard from our teachers that there's still a few kiddos in each grade that didn't have supplies dropped off. If you're in that situation, those times didn't work for you, please reach out to us. We're here the rest of today. We're here all day tomorrow, Thursday. You can come up and drop off the supplies anytime tomorrow if you need to. We think it will be so much easier for the kids to come in without carrying all of those extra supplies, especially our younger ones. So please know that's an option for you. If it just didn't happen last week, you have another day left in this week, we'd love to help you by having you drop your stuff off, and we'll get it down to the classroom teacher.
And they can just drop it off.
Right.
And I would say Mrs. Andrews and Mrs. Travis, I know they're in and out of the office. There's usually someone in the office. But if you happen to arrive and there's nobody there, leave it right outside the door, because we constantly are checking for anything that's dropped off. I think there's a drop-off bin for registrations that's still out there. So if you miss us, we apologize for that, but you know, we got so many things going on in the school. But you are free to leave it right there at the door, as long as it has your child's name and grade on it. We will get it to where it needs to be. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so just go ahead and do it.
We do have some of our community members that are going to start the year with remote learning. And that's great. Our teachers are preparing for that. You should have heard from your classroom teacher or your grade level team to talk about how are you going to get your books and supplies, and an introductory Zoom meeting. I know some of those have already happened. Our teachers are really doing a great job with communicating. So if you're at home and you haven't heard from a classroom teacher yet, or a grade level team, you're going to want to reach out because we're trying to make sure that our kids have their supplies at home, so that when school starts here, they're ready to start school at home. So if you haven't heard from your teacher and you are intending to remote learn, and we know that, you communicated that to the school, please reach out and let us know that you are waiting to hear from a teacher about remote learning. We really have some great setup going on here to accommodate that. Our teachers that have done Zooms with their students at home, they've gone very well, so we're really excited to have that option for you. We just want to make sure that we get the year started off the right way. Before I turn over the video to Mr. Segrell, I want to thank you again, those of you that have gone to the Sign Up Genius and signed up. I got so many more emails and signups after the last reminder and request for help email went out. There are people that are going to be in and out of this school 3 or 4 times a week, I think, in the next month. We can't do it without you. And our teachers and Mr. Segrell and I, Father Cook, we are so blessed by the willingness that you have shown to come in and help us. It's just going to make our year for us, and we just couldn't do it if we didn't have supportive parents like you guys. So thank you for going on and signing up. If you did sign up, a quick reminder, tonight, Wednesday at 4 o'clock, we are going to do a brief training. So just talk through what are the responsibilities and expectations. So hopefully we'll see a lot of you this evening.
Mm-hmm. All right, very good. And even, you know, the cleanup that we just had on, what was Saturday, right?
Yeah,
There were 57 volunteers that came out to the school to help clean out the grounds and just tidy up. I mean, you know, I'm just so touched. I mean, it really touches the heart, because that's our school community in action, and that's what makes Christ the King such a special school, such a special community. Thank you very much. I mean, I just couldn't believe that there were so many people that took the time to come out. So thank you. And our volunteers, we always say our volunteers really make our school run, and this year that is definitely going to be the case. So we need you. So if you haven't signed up, sign up, and if you have, thank you. And when you do come in, we will have instruction sheets, so you'll know what to do. You'll be able to follow that, and we'll cover that tonight at the training. But you will always have instructions right in front of you, so you know what to do. Because when you come in for one volunteer task, you might come in the next time for another volunteer task. So you know, we don't expect you to remember all this stuff. It's hard for us to even remember it as we're writing them all up. But thank you so much for that. And I just want to just say, flexibility is just the key to this year. We've told the teachers that, you know, we're going to evolve into many different things as the school year progresses. We know it's going to be a good one, but we know it's going to be a hard one. It's going to be full of challenges. We know that, and we're ready for it. And then there's some things we might not be ready for, but we're ready to face them when they come, if they come. The teachers doing in-person learning and also remote learning, because I think we have about 19 students in the entire school that have opted for remote learning to start. And they're definitely welcome to come to in-person learning at any time to switch back. That's not a problem. We're offering that this year. We just don't want someone just switching back and forth constantly, because that's going to be a little difficult to keep up with. But with the teachers doing all these things, they are busy normally, but they're more busy than I've ever seen them before. And they're taking it in stride, and they're smiling through their masks. And we say smile with your eyes. That's kind of what it is this year. But they're working hard. They're really getting ready. They're enjoying what they're doing. But please be understanding, because I know so many of you have questions, and you email and you want to find out this or that or the other thing, or sometimes you share opinions with us. We are set in our course in what we're doing, so we're really not going to deviate from that right now. And if we do, we have a committee that actually meets to really look at all these things. But the questions, I mean, we will get to your questions as soon as we can, but please understand that it might take a little bit of extra time, because the teachers, they're not only teaching during the day, they're recording their lessons, they're pushing out those lessons after school. Sometimes they're doing Zoom conferences after school too with some of our remote learning students. So there's just a lot going on, a lot on their plate. So I appreciate your patience, just waiting for any answers, or maybe just try to find the answer out maybe another way instead of just jumping right on the teacher with an email. Maybe look in the handbook, and maybe it's covered in there, and it will answer your question. Same with Mrs. Becker and I. This is the first year, and Mrs. Becker kind of made a joke of it earlier, that I have a schedule. I have an actual teaching schedule, because I'm covering remote learning classes. I'm covering a world language class. Mrs. Becker is doing the same thing. We're also covering some lunch and recess duties, and we're backups on a lot of different duties that go on in the school. So if someone gets sick, if a volunteer can't make it for some reason or is running late, a lot of times we're the ones in there. So my email box right now is hundreds and hundreds of emails behind, and I do apologize if you've emailed me and I haven't responded. I will get to it. I really will, as soon as I can. And the same with Mrs. Becker, and the same with the teachers. So all we ask is for your patience and your understanding. Once we get the school year going, things will moderate a little bit. But this is the busiest start to the school year I have ever seen, and I think this is my 19th year here at Christ the King. And the teachers are rising to the challenge, but it just takes time, and there's so many things to do, and still, even a couple of days from the school starting, there are so many things to do. Mrs. Becker and I will probably be here early on Friday morning, still doing stuff to get ready for your kids to come into school. We are looking forward to it so much, and we just can't say that enough. We're excited to see your kids coming back. It has been such a long time since the school is open. It really felt great once the teachers came back. They were excited, and I know that's going to happen when the kids come back too. So things are going to be a little different. There are going to be these masks and these other things, procedures, and some restrictions on what we can do, what we can't do. But please know that we're going to do everything we can to keep your child safe. If they follow the procedures, we're all going to follow the procedures. We're going to insist that they follow the procedures. It's kind of a very serious thing if someone's not doing a mask and everything, and goofing around with it. So we're really going to come down hard on the kids, because we want everyone to be safe and to take all this very seriously, because it is a serious thing. And we are very committed to keep this school open at 100% and to keep going strong. And we really feel that we have some really good safeguards and procedures in place. We've been really consulting the experts. And as things have been changing and evolving on that front, we've been evolving and changing as well to keep up with that. So we're doing the best thing, the right thing, the most efficient things to keep everybody safe and healthy in this school. Anything else that maybe
we had an interesting conversation last night at dinner. I have middle schoolers here, and I have a daughter who's in high school and a husband who's a high school teacher. And they were talking about their day because they've already started. And my twins said, well, why aren't we doing it like that? Why don't we have that procedure? Or Mom, do we have that procedure? And what the conversation ended up being about was that, we have a lot of great schools, public and private, in the city of Omaha. And every person, every teacher, every school leader has had to work through from the spring until now, trying to do the best that they can to provide the best they can for their school community. And there's no playbook. So you're hearing maybe your neighbor's school is all remote, or somebody's 50-50. Maybe somebody is letting kids use lockers and somebody else isn't. I can guarantee you that every person who's made every plan for every school has done so with the best intentions, and tried and researched and asked hard questions and is doing what they think is best. So one of the things we've said here at school a lot is to lead with mercy and grace in everything, and including for yourselves. So, our students are going to be frustrated or maybe a little overwhelmed by the procedures. We're going to teach them, grant yourself some grace to learn to get through these new procedures. Our teachers are juggling new technology. Again, grant yourself some grace. You're learning, you're growing, it's going to be fine. But what we came to last night at our dinner table was, we're really lucky that we have so many people that are looking out for us and trying to do the best they can, and that we can feel comfortable. There's nobody out there going, how can we mess things up? So we just need the energy of our students back, and some grace on the part of ourselves and our parents and our community as we navigate this. We can't wait to start.
Right. And we just ask, be positive, encourage your child. If they come home and they've had a tough day because of one thing or another, boost them up. Be positive. There's positive in everything. And we are just so positive and excited that we are here, and we are all healthy. The entire staff is healthy and doing well, and that we're going to be able to open. One thing before we go, I've had a few emails about masses, how the school mass is going to work. And I almost forgot to say this. I'm sure there's probably a lot of things we'll think of after we are finished with the video. But school mass is going to be a little different this year. We are going on an every other week schedule for mass, and it will be by grade level. So for instance, first grade will have mass on a given day and nobody else will. And the next day it might be second grade or something like that. The students are going to wear masks when they go over to mass. They're going to be wearing masks when they're in mass, except for receiving Holy Communion. They'll take the mask off briefly for that. They'll put the mask back on, and then when they leave, they'll have the mask on. We're trying to be as safe as we can with that. And since it's only one grade level going at a time, they're going to be spread out among the pews very much. We're going to have space all around them to protect them, and the social distance as much as we possibly can, which is going to be way more than 6 feet, and they're wearing masks anyway. So just to let you know that, our first grade level mass is going to be on the 25th of August. It's a Tuesday, and the sequence we're going to follow is the Tuesday, the 25th, that will be 8th grade, then Wednesday will be 7th grade, then 6th grade, then 5th grade. That'll complete the first week. Then the next week on Tuesday, it'll be 4th grade, then on Wednesday, 3rd grade, then 2nd grade, then 1st and kindergarten will go on Friday. And it'll just keep repeating that way. There will be a schedule coming out on that from Christina Sanchez. I'm sure she will put something out through our office. But a lot of you are wondering how Mass is going to work, and I just wanted to share that with you, just so you were kind of aware of how that was going to be. Father Cook is looking forward to seeing the kids back in the church. I think it's going to be great. It's going to be great to get together and pray, even though we're going to be very separated. We're going to have these masks on, but it's going to be great to do that. So with that, we've kind of gone on for a long time, and I'm late for a meeting that I had to go to already. But it's been great visiting with you. We've really enjoyed making these videos really since March, or mid-March probably. And we will continue this as the school year goes on, because it's kind of nice to watch a video and just get some tidbits of information, and we'll share things with you. We're going to be completely transparent with you as we start the school year. If there is any kind of exposure or any kind of problem, we're going to let you know. We're going to be very upfront about that, because it's all of us working together. There may be exposures that happen outside of school. We're going to tell you. Somebody got exposed outside of school, and this is what happened. We can't give you all the details and names, but we want to make you aware of things. we're very, very confident, highly confident, that we can contain anything in the school, that if there's an exposure outside the school, we can't control that. We ask for your help in whatever you're doing to kind of be safe and avoid risk in that regard. But when the kids come to school, we're going to keep them very risk-free and very safe. And we're taking this very seriously, and we think we can go without an exposure happening in school. So that's our goal. That's what we want to do. We want to keep the kids safe, healthy. We think we can do that. We need your help to do it at home as well. And it's all of us working together that will make this school year a successful school year. A different school year, yes, but we can still have a very successful school year. And we know we have a great staff. They are just motivated, excited to receive your child when they come in the door and to teach them. And it's going to happen. We're going to look back on this and say this is a different year, but I think we're going to have learned a lot about ourselves, just about what we take for granted sometimes. And I think we're going to just appreciate each other, the family, and the closeness and working together to really overcome just really a terrible situation with a pandemic that we never thought we'd see anything like this. So thanks for all your support. Thanks for your prayers. Thanks for all your encouragement. So many of you have emailed us and have seen us and made comments about how appreciative you are of what we're doing. It is a pleasure for Mrs. Becker and I to do everything we're doing. We wouldn't be here doing it if we didn't believe in this school, we didn't believe in your child, we didn't believe in Father Cook and Christ the King Parish. We just embrace the opportunity to do this. So thank you very much. And we will see you soon, even though it's behind the mask. But Mrs. Becker and I will be out there on Friday morning, and we'll be waving, and so you know what we look like, even with the mask, but wave back, and we're just excited to be able to start school. So we'll see you Friday. God bless, and thank you so much for your support.
See you soon.